All right. Upstairs is being a little bit quieter, but whatever. So, day 69. I played the same save a bit before on stream, and then stopped streaming for a while, and got quite a bit further actually. Basically got to where I was planning to get to, and found out that the trading system still sucks and is just terrifically annoying. Uh, and because you don't start with any food crops in this, you start with stuff that makes hay. Uh, you need the trading to survive, and the people that are coming, or the traders that are showing up, do not trade that, and so I'm just gonna die. There's a couple other reasons. I'm starting to run low on oxygen. There are 2 oxygen tanks that come. This one's nearly empty now. And I'm probably getting a little low on water too. But anyway, let's look around a little bit. This hard suit and a few other things are super badly damaged. How low is the power? Not that bad. So airlock into the greenhouse because the greenhouse is currently flooded with CO2. It's also a little bit warm. All of the filtration and air conditioning in the base has an IC10 in it that controls when it's allowed to run, because it's a 2-step system for the AC, and the filtration only filters, well, the exterior filtration anyway filters. How's the water doing? Bad. 3 liters left. Yeah. Well. Anyway. Yeah, we use the nights here are only 126C, which is still enough to boil water, but it's cool enough to then get an intermediate stage down to 70. I think 70. What do we run it at? Well, okay, maybe this is just hooked directly to the outside. Then I thought I had an intermediate stage. Take a look when we get out there. Anyway, also it ended up not really mattering, but I like double walled this. The intermediate layer is almost a vacuum. I think it's like at 3 Pascal because I was trying to drain it with just a single active vent that was hooked to that pipe. Yeah, to that pipe. Normally I would doff the suit, but I'm going to go outside through the other airlock. This is very slow for some reason. Haven't figured that out. Detritus from an older filtration setup. I'm gonna eventually get that CO2 out of here. I think the fridge actually still has good eggs. Though not the initial eggs that come. Couldn't save those. I did try. I've got a Harvey kit because I thought it was the Larry that rides on rails. The Harveys sit in one place and harvest whatever plant is under them. I would need a lot of those. to successfully harvest crops in there, which I might try to do anyway. I'm thinking about like cheating a bit. I'm actually not sure. Am I currently in creative mode or not? It looks like no. The landing pad out here, I have had traders a couple times. I foolishly put the computer in dish, and the vending machine was right here. The vending machine was destroyed by a storm. So what gets destroyed by storms and what doesn't seems a little random. I started putting containers out here from the initial container haul on container mounts because container mounts come it's my suit pressure, not great. Let's see here, what are we doing here? That's just the furnace cooling down. We got the filter system. Yeah, here's the intermediate, which is pumping out to this. It's desperately trying to cool that down, I guess. Which I believe is also that tank. Is that an insulated tank? It is. And yet, well, no, I guess that's still warmer. Okay, well, the two-step system has been desperately trying to cool things back down then, and it hasn't been working. For mining's sake, I set up an automated miner, and we've made this gigantic trench, which I think is pretty cool. It's currently done here, but it's pretty easy to move. Actually, I might just go ahead and do that just to demonstrate that. Leave. Yeah, so set the steel down, set the iron sheets down, and then you decommission the whole thing with a wrench. And I am not carrying as many walls as I would usually like to, but I can go ahead and put 2 down, because it was a 2x2. My miner out. Is that set flatten right now? No, it's not. Then why is it not digging? Let's just burrow out a bit. Give it some space. You don't technically even have to do this. It's more for aesthetics, unfortunately. Because that's the kind of game this is. Let's see here. Of course, also, bad game. Here we go. Is it welder? I had this down for a little while. It looks surprisingly like I've got this turned the wrong way. I have it turned completely backwards. God damn it. Even stuff like the asymmetry in you weld the sheets on, but you drill them off. Stuff like that is so weird. Okay. How do I put this where I want it? Here we go. Stuff like that just never ends with this game, and I finally left it a bad review after 8 years of owning it, because it still just feels like a bad game. It feels like an early access game, and it shouldn't. Oh, I don't have chutes either. Eh. For demonstration purposes, this is more than enough. But anyway, like, moving it like this, especially now that it's at the top of the mountain, generally give you, something like 50 ore. I should probably go up again. I should definitely go up again next time I build out, which means making stairs. It's like 8 chutes, so...
Power critical.
Oh, critical. We're fine. Just gonna stay outside for one little bit more. Power grids set up with transformers on the load ends. These are transform. There's an APC inside that's getting fed by that. So low power bits don't die. 2 batteries have lasted pretty well. The vertical turbine, or these aren't the vertical turbines, these are the wind turbines. The vertical turbines were like the stuff that you land with, absolutely garbage, terrible, just complete, utter garbage. These aren't actually much better. They produce a couple 100 watts usually, even when the wind is good. Let's see if we get it's showing us loads, but so the solar panels aren't producing anything right now because the black hole's down, but these are only producing a couple 100 watts. If a storm comes through, they'll produce kilowatts. And so that is useful, because the storm will last a day or two in game, and then you get power out of it, especially if you've got station batteries. Then you can power yourself for a few days. That's pretty nice. But ultimately, building these solar panels, I should probably relocate this one. We're the best thing. How is this one generating and these aren't? How is this one the only one that's generating? That makes 0 sense. Why was it generating at all? Okay. So just more screwy stuff with the game. You can see a little bit of temporary structure that I put in to run stuff when I was building on top of this. And this is just like a 6x3 sandwich of frames and walls, iron walls. From like the last time I played, they did make it so you could put more stuff onto walls instead of requiring frames. I think one or the other of these vents, if I remember right, used to require attention like that. That was annoying. But yeah, unfortunately, really not much to show off. I am a little bit proud of... Oh gosh. Is that... We must have a lot of load in here. We still had some power in the batteries. They're charging now, though. Well, that's something to think about. Unfortunately, some of our heaviest loading comes at night because that's when the AC system's running. Right now I don't have a super effective anything to do for like filtering waste tanks, unfortunately. I've just been pumping excess CO2 into this pressure vessel here, which doesn't go anywhere. I'll eventually find a place for it. But I am a little bit happy. This is now running the comms from inside because, well, Interstellar Icicles might actually be a worthwhile person to try to trade with. But I'm not even going to try that right now. Guess that made it unhappy. But yeah, I am a little happy with some of the code. I mean, it's so simple. This is for one of the air conditioners. The temperature output 2 is the waste heat output. It's where it plugs into whatever it uses as refrigerant. So whenever that comes below 500K, that's outside. Then goes to what's actually line 10. Of course, it doesn't show right on that view. I don't know why the line numbers are all wrong. Just another bug in a buggy game. But yeah, pretty simple. Jump zeros for both of those. If the temp is in range, turn it on. If it's greater than or equal to 500, immediately go to off. And then keep evaluating, and I think it's the same for... I could look at the outside filtration. Yeah, it's the same deal. I put more lines in there. Oh yeah, and also the filtration turns off if I've got more than 10 megapascals. This is trying to pull CO2 out of the atmosphere outside to then use in the cool down and use in the greenhouse. And I think I also use it as working gas in this. Yeah, it's the working gas for the AC, and then I blow it down into the greenhouse atmosphere. But unfortunately, my goal of getting enough oxygen to actually run the base hasn't worked. I get another millimole of oxygen every 5 or 10 seconds, something like that, which is pretty slow, even for... That's basically as many plants as I could fit in there, and I'm already running very low on water. So... Anyway... That's the base. It's nice to now have kind of an outside view. You can see some from this airlock. You can see better when you're in the greenhouse itself, but actually check and see how well the plants are doing. It seems like they're doing fine, but
power critical.
and that will probably end the tour. There's not a ton to say. I'm considering, what is it? A difficulty, creative, and then you can use what, F8 or apostrophe or here we go, the creative spawn menu, to give myself some food seeds, maybe even varied food seeds, like I feel like you should start with, and then maybe also another tank of oxygen, just because I feel like the trading system is so bad. You should be able to, order what you need, request things. How are these? These are doing great. Growth efficiency is way better than the grow light setup I had over there, which I would definitely lose track of all the time. Yeah, these are really happy. Light efficiency 136. So as percentages, none of that makes any fucking sense at all. And they want more.
Air tank low.
Yeah. They want more pressure in here. I could get that eventually. It'd be nice to maybe set up something to trickle. Well, no, I can't trickle in. It'd be nice to be able to have ambient flow in this room going through the air conditioner, as well as being able to send in some CO2 to get cooled. Of course, the CO2 is very, very hot. It's not that bad. Better than it was. Yeah, we need more solar panels, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, not sure if I'll keep it going, but it felt worth sharing.